Hi, I'm Vivian the Knitter.
And I'm Alyson the Crocheter, and this is the Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast.
Thank you so much for joining us for episode 122 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn, a knitting and crocheting podcast brought to you by me, Vivian, and my daughter, Alyson. I'm recording from my home in Michigan. Sorry.
And I'm recording from Scotland. You might know me as the publisher of Murit, the independent crochet magazine for crocheters. And my mom is the brilliant maker behind Pearl and Plum, where she makes and sells project bags for knitters and crocheters. Thanks so much for joining us, whether you're listening on a podcast app or watching along on YouTube. Hello. Hello.
How's everybody doing? I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's spring now. The weather is great. I've been digging in the garden, pulling weeds, planting stuff, enjoying the sunshine, and also ripping out carpet over there where the cat pee accidents occurred. So that's what I've been doing in my time.
It is starting to feel a bit warmer here in Edinburgh now, but this past weekend, which was a long weekend because there was an extra bank holiday for the King's coronation, was miserable. It was just, there were patches of sunlight, but it was rainy and it was like really foggy in Edinburgh as well.
Did you watch any of the coronation?
No, I didn't. There were good pictures of the Har, which is the sea fog that comes off the water. And it's like very low lying, and so some people took some pictures from like the hills on the outside of Edinburgh, and you can just like see the clouds like sitting in like on the ground with like various buildings or like hills sticking up. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like in San Francisco. It's like that a lot. You can see like the Golden Gate Bridge sticking out from the cloud or the fog.
Yeah. But no, didn't watch anything about the coronation. I had a friend visiting. I didn't know that I would have if she wasn't either. Just, no. Didn't really even occur to me to watch anything.
Yeah, I had some friends wake up at 5:30 in the morning and watch, and I haven't even seen any footage from it. I haven't really been that invested in the whole thing. Yeah, but it is still weird that you guys have a king there now, not a queen.
Yeah.
That'll take a little bit of getting used to. So, you want to move right into our whips, our crafty content.
Sure.
Why don't you go so you can wake yourself up?
I have been working again on my South Shore cardigan, which is the knitted cardigan. I'm wearing a cardigan at the moment. Was this my previous Archive KCAL?
Yeah, from like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So the South Shore cardigan is just a very basic, I guess, raglan cardigan. So I'm working on the sleeves.
Oh, nice. Is it going to be long sleeves?
Yeah, it'll be long sleeves. So this is the first time I put it on since the sleeves have been this long. But I kind of had put it down once I'd finished the body, because do you remember I had to redo the bottom because I made it too long and I wanted it shorter. I put it down because I knew that I needed to recalculate my sleeve decreases, like how often. And I just didn't have the capacity to do math like that. So I have since hopefully figured it out. And it seems to be working okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
My pickup for the arms weren't super great. Like I've got some holes that I'll just like tighten up with some.
You can always take some extra thread and just like.
Yeah, I've got some tails in the armpit, so I can just use that to tighten them up. But God knows how I'm gonna remember how to do the other side.
Maybe I'll be there when you do the other side.
I don't know that I did it exactly to the pattern because I had 2 less stitches than what I was supposed to. But I think when I was doing it, I was like, that's fine because, overall I needed it to be a little bit smaller. And I think I did that because I think I like did some together, or like, I put 1 stitch in some places instead of picking up 2. Or like I picked up as if to do the 2 stitches, but did it as one, just to try and minimize some of the holes. But and with the decreases on the arm, I took it to my stitch night, and because I could figure out how to do knit 2 together, but when it was the slip slit,
the SSK,
yeah, that I was like, I don't know what that is. So they showed me, which was easier than looking it up on YouTube, which is
nice. It's good to have crafty friends.
Yeah, so that is one white project I'm working on, and the other thing I'm working on is not actually a knitted project or a crocheted project, but I thought I'd share about it anyway. So I want to make a pair of some curtains for the bedrooms, because our bedrooms are in the back of the flat, but the back of the flat has another set of buildings like right behind it. Particularly in the case of the master bedroom, like because we're kind of like squidged in a corner of a building, we can really see into the back door neighbors' windows. There's a guy that I see washing his dishes in his kitchen fairly regularly. So just having something to cover the windows, but letting some light in. And so I saw on Pinterest like a style of patchwork, Korean patchwork.
Okay, because you had posted it on your BeReal, and I'm like, quilting, and I don't think you ever answered back.
No, that was, I was just doing some patchwork just to use up some scraps to do extra cleaning cloths, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You did answer.
But the Korean patchwork style is called Pojagi, Pojagi. So this is the starts of my curtain.
Oh.
So it's all in white fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
You can sort of see the patchwork up there. There's like small bits, big bits. And so this is all fabric that I've just sourced from around the house.
Oh.
So yeah, there's this bit, which is an old shower curtain. It's like vaguely striped, because all of our showers now, all 3 of them, have doors as opposed to needing curtains. So that's that one. And actually, wait, hold on, let me grab the shower curtain. The shower curtain had all these bobbles on it. So I ripped them off. So I was like, I can reuse them for something. But like trim, bobble trim, pom-pom trim. So there's like a shower curtain. There was some shirts that I didn't wear anymore. Like this one with the lace was stained, so I cut that one up. And then a lot of the big swaths of white that aren't shower curtain are Sam's old work shirts.
Oh, do you need any more white fabric?
I think I'm okay. Why do you have scraps?
I'm sure I can find stuff lying around. Old shower curtains.
I think I must have mentioned this to you before, because I feel like I was pulling out. I was pulling out shirts, and you were like, "That's not going to work because it's knitted." I'm like, "No, it's not knitted. It's woven." Because I did make sure to only pick woven fabrics. Although some of them are slippier than others. Like this one, the lace shirt, like is like.
Did you like finish the seams like the
style of it is you sew the first bit so that there's like a 1/2 inch overhang, and then you fold over once you open it. You fold over and over the overhang.
So like one side of the seam allowance is bigger than the other side of this seam allowance. I mean, one side of the fabric in the seam allowance, one piece is bigger than the other. Yeah,
so that you can fold. So and then when it actually comes to the surface of it, so one side you can see sort of 2 bits of, no, you can't really see that. You can see 2 lines of sewing for each seam.
Yeah.
And on the other, it's just the one. So I've decided the front will be where there's just the one, like visible line of sewing. my machine was driving me absolutely nuts though, because it was doing like, I could tell something was too tight. Something was too tight. Something was too loose. Something was off with the tension. And I have like my tension knob. And like, you know, where it's like really messy in the back.
Yeah.
It's like thread vomit in the back. So there's places where I didn't redo it. There's just like messy bits of thread. And I kept doing my knob and I was like, it's at 2 or 1 and it's still too tight. And I was like, oh, it's the bobbin. Like the bobbin casing has a
like a little screw.
A screw, yeah. And that was too loose. Was too loose. So that had been driving me nuts for ages. For absolutely ages. And I thought the sewing machine was just bust. But fixed it and I was like, oh, this works now. So it's gonna be a pretty big curtain because it's like gonna go floor to ceiling. And our ceilings are pretty high.
Pretty high, yeah. Not as high as your last place, though.
It's like just over 2.5 meters tall. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my other whip. What about you?
I have more than one whip. So I did finally stop making gauge swatches on my Misurina by Caitlin Hunter, and this is the colorwork yoke, and also has lace above the colorwork, like by the collar, and then cables in between the color yoke. So this is what I have so far. And it is a very loose gauge. I mean, I remember I did tell you got to about having to go up like 4 needle sizes because it's the gauge for the pattern is basically 5 stitches, 4 stitches per. Wait, if it's 20 divided by 4, right? Yeah, 5 stitches per inch. That is really loose because it's fingering weight yarn. So so I think it's a little bit tighter up here than it is down here because I went up a couple sizes to make sure at least this part, the colorwork part, is loose. And how's it look?
So what was this called again?
Misurina, Misurina. I think it's the name of something in Italian, like an Italian place or something. I think I looked it up. I can't remember what it was.
So it's Misurina. I don't know.
So I remember my the Cardigan, the Sinister Cardigan, where I did. There's like 2 different techniques for the stranded part in the back because there's like a big blank spaces, and I started with one technique, but then somebody on our YouTube commented you should do this other technique, and the other technique is jacquard ladder back something or other. So I'm doing that, so you can see that I'm doing that for the big spaces where there's where the cables are. The cables, sometimes there's 10 stitches before you start the color work again. And for the gauge swatch, I'm pulling on it and I can feel how tight it was right in the certain sections where there's more of the background color. So that's what I'm doing for that. So it's pretty stretchy. It's working out. And
it's nice. I like that the lace, like it's not a lot. It's just that very small amount.
No, it's just a little bit up top.
Yeah. It's lace in moderation.
So it's got all the stuff that I love to do. Little lace, little cables, and color work. But right now it's hard to the color work. I feel like maybe the contrast isn't high enough, and it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's lowish because that's like a sort of beige,
it's like
gray.
It's a gray. I like gray
Grayish.
and like a lime green. But I think maybe when I block it, hopefully it'll show up a little bit better. And it usually does after you block it.
Yeah. I think even if it's a subtle, it's kind of nice. I was just looking at the pattern description on Ravelry, and at the very bottom, it does say the other patterns in the Nidalee series are, and then there's like three other. So that makes sense that it's a lake in the Dolomites. Misurina.
Okay, that doesn't mean I don't know Italian geography, so I don't know.
Well, the Dolomites are a mountain range, so.
Okay. My next whip is the Mitten Garland Advent, and I'm working on number 6. That's all I have so far.
I mean, you are making steady progress, you know?
Yeah. But that means there's still 18 more to go.
I mean, I don't say you're going to finish it for Christmas unless you like power through towards the end. Like, oh no, it's almost Christmas. But.
Maybe. So so last time I said, I think it has a gray background. No, I was totally wrong. I'm using the white for the background. It's got like, I'm using like a grayish, like a kind of gray blue for the snowflakes up here. And then it's got some red and white at the cuff. And I kept thinking, because when you're working on it this way. And I kept thinking, I guess I'm doing number 9. Oh. And then I was like, wait, I don't remember doing 8. I can't be doing number 9. And then I was like, oh wait, I'm doing number 6, not number 9. So, yeah. That. Yeah. So hopefully, I'm thinking maybe when I can bring this when I travel and just bring paper copies of the charts. I don't have to carry my. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I was just thinking you can make you can pick your favorite one and make little tiny baby mittens.
Yes,
for an actual baby.
But that baby won't really need mittens because he's gonna live in Florida.
Yeah.
And I have been working on my crochet pop blanket.
Nice.
I think I have 27 done so far. 27. So it's crocheted circles inside of squares. Mm-hmm. There's the other one. I think there's actually another color, but that I forgot about. There's two. There's purple and there's also pink. Like this one is more purple, but there's another pinky color. And
for the circles.
Yeah. So I get those mixed up. Oh yeah, here we go. These are actually 2 different colors.
They are very similar.
They're very
basically
similar.
On the screen to me, it looks like the lighting is just off. So like one of them is just in like brighter lighting than the other.
Well, the purple one, I'm calling it purple, is all pinks and purple. But the other pink color has pinks and blues and purples and yellows.
Okay, I see that.
It's got like all the colors, but mostly pink.
So I think I prefer that one, the pink one, all the color ones.
I actually do too, but I like the purple one too. So I think I counted this morning, I have 27 of the completed squares done and a whole bunch of circles. So I'm just gonna keep making circles now until
you run out of this.
Until I run out of the colored yarn, and I'll just.
Is this blanket being given to anybody, or are you just making it just because?
Making it just because.
Couch blanket.
I haven't decided. I don't know that it would be good for having cats because they would just like tear it apart. So I haven't decided whether I'm keeping it or it's gonna go to somebody.
Is it wool yarn?
No, it's cotton. It's like cotton, nylon, cotton, acrylic, something like that. Oh wait, I do have a label here. It's cotton, Lion brand cotton blend, comfy cotton blend, and it is Oh, 50-50. 50% cotton, 50% polyester.
Nice.
Definitely washable. And hopefully it won't shrink too much. And that is all the whips I have for this episode.
Nice. Finally had some whips to talk about. Thank you.
Yay.
Cool. Will we do our BuzzFeed quiz?
Yeah, you picked it this time.
I did. And it's called...
Hopefully it didn't erase. Okay.
This job interview is only 8 questions, and then I'll reveal what career you would have had 100 years ago. Right. So what's your job?
I got shop owner. It says, when you first opened up shop, it surprised no one. You have always had the entrepreneurial spirit and the tenacity to back it up. Your hard work doesn't go unnoticed, but remember to put it into your relationships outside of work, too. What'd you get? Not that.
I got electrician. Well, electricity has been around for over 100 years. You're still a bit of a pioneer, wowing the public by putting it into their homes. You're extremely intelligent and like understanding things others can't wrap their heads around. A humble tradesperson, you know your worth.
Okay.
I'll take it.
I feel like they just took it out from what job would you want now? What did you pick?
Small business owner.
Oh, I did too. Okay, maybe not then.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, because they do ask, right? Oh, fashion designer, farmer, small business owner, receptionist, nanny, electrician. So, oh yeah, do you think the answers are literally just that?
Yeah, I think so.
But
you know what? I almost picked receptionist just because, like, you know, you don't really have to think. You just, you know, it's like it's kind of mindless.
Yeah,
and you don't bring your work home with you.
Yeah.
But then it's like I think I would get bored, so never mind. Okay. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I mean, so the options were paint, watch TV, shop, hike, play video games, and cook, and I just went for watch TV.
Such a time. I don't have the energy to do anything right now. It's like, I'm just gonna watch TV.
What kind of music did you pick?
I picked show tunes.
I guess I probably would have guessed that. I went for rock. Oh my gosh! And then, what would you like for dinner, Adi?
I picked curry.
I went for nachos.
Oh.
I think I've been in a Mexican.
That's not really dinner, though.
Yeah, no, it's dinner for me.
That's more of an afternoon snack or an appetizer.
Yeah, but that depends on how much nachos you have and what's on it.
That's true.
Because if you have, like, chili on top of it,
or
like some sort of meat,
I
feel like I've eaten a lot of nachos in the last month for some reason.
At home or out?
Out, yeah.
That's not something I would think to order when we go out because it's because you know I just.
Well, so I feel like because it's like pub food. So in one instance, we had been out all day and we just stopped because it was raining, so we stopped for a drink and a snack. So we all shared a plate of nachos. And then for another one, it was like a pop-up. There's a tap room that I go to, and every week it's like a different pop-up food. So that week it was like loaded nachos. I think there was tacos as well. So it was like tacos and nachos. I don't know if it wasn't vegetarian, no. So Sam and I shared a few tacos and a big plate bowl thing of nachos.
I was just thinking when you pick this quiz, you say it's not a food one, yet we're lingering on.
Yeah. Okay, fine. What movie would you watch?
I've never watched Fantastic Mr. Fox. I don't even know what that's about. What is that about?
That's about a fox.
Anyway, the choices were Ghostbusters, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Sex in the City, You've Got Mail, The Help, Notting Hill. I picked You've Got Mail.
I'm for Notting Hill.
I've never actually watched that movie.
No?
No.
I think I watched it multiple times. I thought it was interesting that you ran through the list, like, down the columns, and I read them across the rows. Yeah. Anyway. Cool. Well, what we really want to jump to is to talk about the Archive KCAL, right?
Yes, the Archive KCAL. And I have a prize.
Yes, so the Archive KCAL is now over. Thank you for everybody who participated. We got lots of people who posted on Ravelry and a few people who posted their tagged posts on Instagram as well. It was really good to see. Not only people were mentioning about like how long patterns had been in their libraries and things, but also how old the yarn was in their stash as well. Some people. That's good.
Yeah, I saw some really nice projects on the Ravelry page. I can't remember them right now, but I remember liking them. So here's the prize. It's a skein of Madeline Tosh, fingering weight, 100% merino, and it's hand dyed. It's got it kind of looks good with my sweater. The sweater that I'm knitting. So it's got like a greeny grayish color as the background, and some neon yellows and browns, and a little bit of like blacks, apricot color.
I like that. It's like
throughout.
Neutral, but with like little flat zips of.
Isn't color. that like neons and neutrals is the thing right now?
Yeah, there you go. On trend.
and then a little a pin.
A little with
an enamel pin with a yarn ball.
That's a sheep.
Sheep. Words fail me. I just don't know what things are called anymore. But yeah, cute little sheep. So that's the prize. And so before you pick the winner, so if the winner is Europe, UK based, I will bring the yarn with me next month in June, because I'm going to be in Edinburgh on June 2nd, and we'll mail it from there. If you are US based, then I will mail it from here, or US or North America based.
Or Australia.
Or Australia.
I don't know if anybody...
We'll figure it out. Like, wherever it's cheaper for us to mail, then that's where I'm going to mail it to. And since I'm going to be in Edinburgh in a few weeks, it just works out for us.
Cool. So I've set up my handy dandy spreadsheet, which I had made for a Murit giveaway, and it's got fancy buttons, but you can't see. So I'm gonna press the button that says pick a winner. 3, 2, 1. Heather 01851.
And she's US based.
Is she? So specifically, I think Heather just submitted or worked on one project. A few people worked on more than one. So this was for her Call Them Cherry Blossoms socks. And I think it had a good story to go with it. She said she pulled a sock out of the dusty recesses of her project pile. She'd knit one sock back in 2017 and decided it was too small, so it got put into the corner. And then a year or two ago, she ripped out the first sock. And so this month, or now, she's actually finished the socks.
Yeah, so, I don't know for sure that Heather is US based, because I think we have more than one Heather, and I might be thinking about a different Heather. But if you are US based, please let us. Well, if you are UK Europe based, please let us know as soon as you can, so I can figure out shipping and stuff. But congratulations, Heather! Thank you so much for participating,
Heather, and everybody else.
And everybody else, yeah.
So speaking of Archive KCAL,
you have something for us?
Well, what if I was like, oh no, I didn't finish anything again? Just kidding, I finished it.
Yay!
So I literally only just finished it yesterday. So last time I had one wing attached. So she's got both her wings now.
And her feet.
The feet are a bit wonky. But one of them is definitely, she has worked out her left leg a bit more because it is fatter. but it's just like this tube of 10 stitches, and it's like so tight, and there was no way I was doing it over again. So I was like, it's quirky, it's handmade, it doesn't have to be, I need to like just chill, it doesn't have to make it perfect. I feel like if I thought about it, maybe I'd make the legs a little bit shorter. Like the legs seem a bit long. Also, people posting pictures of like her standing. It must be propped, like somehow propped, because there's no way she would
stick a wire through it or something.
Yeah. But she looks cute when she's like sat down like that.
So cute. Did you make the hat?
Oh, I didn't make the hat. I totally forgot about the hat. Maybe it's not done. But okay, I don't want to make amigurumi ever again. I've decided. It's too hard on my hands. I'm an old lady and my hands hurt. I'll try and make the otter, but after that, I'm tapping out. No more amigurumi for me. I don't know. I've never done amigurumi with thicker yarn. I always use small yarn.
So what's your problem?
So it might be better with thicker yarn, but I keep using small yarn.
Well, I mean, even with thick yarn, it's not that easy either.
Oh, she doesn't have her hat. I totally didn't even think about it.
Sorry.
Like, I'm done.
But burst your bubble.
But I think I will try to make the hat in a different yarn. Like not the cotton yarn. And use like one of my...
Wait, what is the weight of that yarn?
It's fingering weight.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Like all the stuff that Madeline's making, she's using DK or worsted weight. So
I don't know what's wrong with me. Is it? Oh no, it's DK. It is DK.
It is DK. Yeah, but remember we had this conversation where some of the DK yarn that I'm working with, like, there's not DK weight. It looks closer to fingering weight than...
Yeah, cause that's the thing. Because the idea that you can hold 2 fingering weights together and it's DK. And yeah, I look at some of these DKs, I'm like, but how? So the yardage on this is, meters, 57.5 meters, 27 grams. So, hold on, just gotta calculate. What did I say? 57.5 times 4.
Yeah, but it's cotton. Cotton's heavier than wool.
True. So...
I don't know how to calculate.
Oh no. I used to be good at math. 230 meters.
Isn't cotton heavier than wool?
Maybe. So if I had... now I feel like this feather and a bowling ball, Which weighs more? A kilo of feathers or a kilo of bowling balls? Trick question. Okay, anyway. But it's Rico Rumi DK, 100% cotton, so... That is all I have to show for like 3 months of work. What have you finished?
I haven't finished anything.
You already finished yours? You already finished all yours.
I finished my
previously.
I had 3 finished objects last episode, so I'm all done for a while. I mean, the next finished object I'll have is maybe my sweater, but that won't be for a while. There's a cowl that I want to start, because I don't know if depending on where I am. Next week is graduation weekend for Madeline's school, so I'll be traveling for that. So depending on where I am on that sweater, I may or may not bring that with me. Or I just might bring it with me. I don't know. I mean, I always have to have at least 3 projects with me when I'm traveling, even if it's for a long weekend.
Yeah.
That's just how I roll.
I think my next project needs to be like a cowl. Just something chill. But I was just browsing through Ravelry, through like my yarn stash and like my favorites, just trying to think what I wanted to make next. And a lot of my yarn I've earmarked for knitted projects. And I think this is exactly what I feared when we started this podcast, and you were like, you should do knitting, and I was like, no, I have enough to be getting on with crochet, because I knew as soon as I started knitting, this whole new world would open up, and
floodgates have opened.
Yeah, it's this bottomless pit of knitted patterns that I like, and so now it's happened now. And I think because it's something new, I'm like, ooh.
You should definitely crochet something from your own magazine, something that wasn't designed by you.
Yes, I'm thinking I have 2 skeins of Alpaca Rose from the Border Mill, which was the yarn used for Cardigan, a cowl in issue 2. I don't have enough to do a full cowl, but I can do like a shorter version, like a smaller, shorter version or something like that.
Wait, isn't that... Oh, no. That's... Okay. Yeah, you should do that. You should do that.
Okay, maybe that will be my next project then.
And
I'm not swatching for it.
It's a cowl. You don't need to swatch for a cowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you want it to be like precisely, fit your neck, like, yeah, there's some give and take. But I don't have any more crafty content, but I do have a shop talk, which I haven't done in a while, in like months, it feels like. So my shop is called Pearl and Plum, and it's on Etsy, and I haven't been super, super active either on Instagram or actually in the shop because I've been traveling. But I have finished a few bags that I have listed already. And right now the question is whether or not when I go to Florida for Emily, I'll be gone for 6 weeks. So I don't know if I'm going to put the shop on hold for 6 weeks or if I'm just going to bring my stock with me and mail it from her place. I haven't decided yet. So anyway, so I made a few bags, or I should say I remade a few bags. So this was the little kitties with I didn't even peel
big yarn balls.
With the yarn balls. And I just used a different contrasting fabric because I ran out of whatever here's the completed one, sorry. I ran out of whatever yarn that I used previously. And I made another, and that was an Emily size sock bag. And this is another Emily bag, and it has pink. It's got a pink background.
Emily bag?
Emily's, yes. It's a small bag that I've named Emily because Emily's small. That was a cat trying to break in. And it's got a pink background and all these socks, and it's got crochet hooks and yarn and all these things. I have a blue version of this that I've already made and put in the shop. I think it's still in the shop. So that's that. And I only have one of this because I only bought a fat quarter of this London fabric, and I bought it before the Queen died because it actually says "Pop in to see the Queen." But that's okay. That's only just a little thing. But it's got Buckingham Palace and London Eye and the Gherkin, double-decker bus and Big Ben. What else does it have? Oh, and then the Thames, the river in the background.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that's what that was. Makes sense now.
Yeah. So it's a cute, and the top part is double-decker buses, which I bought separately from a different place, but they match. So there you go.
Same designer.
It's the same designer, yeah. And then this one, the last one is the London bag is an Alyson bag. The last one is also an Alyson bag, and I have made this already in the Emily size bags, but this is the bigger one. It's just grumpy kitties, grumpy kitties laying on top of sewing stuff, sewing machines, a dress form, and they all look either grumpy or sleepy.
Grumpy cats.
So yeah, that's what I've been working on in between pulling up carpet and moving stuff around. Yeah, and knitting. I have done a little bit of knitting.
Cool. So they'll be available in the shop?
Yep, they're already listed in the shop. I just have to, that one last one, I just have to thread the ribbon in. But it's all ready to go. So
very good.
Come get it.
Right.
So you ready for your spiel?
Yes.
So I think we're done.
Okay. The show notes for this episode and every episode can be found on our website, kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. You can follow us on Instagram also, kcacypodcast. My personal Instagram is Alyson here, and my mom's is upstate_viv. You can subscribe and rate and comment, review and like and favorite and all the things on YouTube or wherever else you listen to podcasts. You can join the Ravelry group just by searching Keep Calm and Carry On on a podcast on the Groups tab. So thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry yarn. Bye.
Bye.